Hello and welcome to yet another episode of your favorite fly fishing podcast, So Fly. My name is Mitch and this is Aldo.
My God. Happy fucking New Year, eh?
Happy New Year. It's the first show of the year. Hey, the first show of the year. Hey,
it's first show
we're
of the
here. We're here. Get me a beer. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this show. We've got the energy
You didn't want
going.
to say the middle part of that?
This is 10 years of So Fly. But this is the first episode of 10 years of So Fly, isn't it?
We're here. We're here.
Grab me a beer.
I'm here.
I'm trying to think of all the things that I could say to get the hype going because it's 10 years of So Fly. Did you know that? 2026
I was gonna
marks
say,
10 years, a decade.
If I wasn't wearing my
10.
headphones...
TEN.
Can I finish?
Headphones are those anyways. Those are Beats. What are you, Yilma?
Oh, God, I know. I got them for Christmas.
I thought we left the Beats in the past, man.
They're wireless. Look at me. I'm untethered. I'm free.
Okay, I can dig it.
I'm unfree. I just want to say, if I wasn't wearing headphones, I'd tip my cap to you because 10 years ago,
yeah,
you had this stupid idea.
Crazy idea.
This SoFly podcast. And, congratulations to you, Mitch.
Well, brother, you too. I mean, you joined in like pretty much right away. Like, I mean, we've been in this together for...
No, I know. Like, for
doesn't feel like it though, eh?
No, it doesn't.
I feel like it's just been a couple of years.
No, and but
you do this for a decade. It's with that.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
If you've been listening from day one, email us at info@sofly.ca and we'll send you a brand new car. No, we won't. But, hey, we'd love to hear from you. If you've been listening to the show from day one, email us. Tell us how much you love it. I don't know. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that's been listening since day one, to be honest with you. Because, 10 years is a long time. Or if you haven't even been listening from day one, even if you listened to an episode or 10 minutes of it and thought that was kind of fun, cool. Thank you. Because it's been really fun doing this. Of course, we're going to do other stuff to celebrate 10 years because it's kind of like birthday week, but it's...
Except for it's birthday year.
It's birthday year.
Yeah.
Let's just celebrate it all year, Why not?
Why not?
It's not every year, you celebrate...
You turn 10.
10-year podcast anniversary. Got to do something cool to celebrate such an odd milestone. Yeah. No, we're excited. But I think we're also
excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited for for today's episode. I was going to say this week's episode, but this couple weeks episode, because like I said, it's the first of the year, but also we had a fantastic chat with a fine fellow named RA Beattie, who's of course a fly fishing filmmaker. You've probably seen his films in the IF4 or the F3T over the years because he's been doing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. His films are, I think, quite a staple of those fishing film festivals,
Mm-hmm.
We sat down with RA and we chatted all about his fishing
life.
It
was a great chat.
Filmmaking
I thought it was
life.
a great chat.
It was fun. He's a super nice guy. I like RA.
I know it's like, it's our podcast. Why would I say anything else other than it was awesome? But I think it's a really great, let's say, tone setter for the year.
Yeah, this year we are, it's not like we phoned in the past or anything, but I think we're going to try to really kick things up this year and bring you the best possible podcast we could produce. And so it's a tall order for us. It's going to be a lot more work, but I think it's going to be worth it because we owe it to you if you've been listening for 10 years. We owe you some good shows. So buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the damn ride. This is So Fly 2026.
10 years.
What do we got going on in community news? This is the start of the year. What's going on in Toronto? Is there anything cool happening?
Well, Mitch, I'm going to kick this off by saying that although it will be happening in Toronto, we are part of the Palm Film Festival this year. I'm going to keep mentioning it until the tour is over, which is kind of in March.
I'm pretty excited.
Palm is the Pêche à la Mouche Festival, which is it started as a French Canadian fly fishing film festival, but they're branching out into other areas of Canada. And this year is touring all across Canada, and we have a film in it. Oh my God, it's amazing. We're in the short film category, and it's all about Andrew Murphy and Sarah Nellis, who own and operate Gaspé Coastal in Gaspé. And we shot it with our pals David and Junior. And we'll put the link in the show notes to the Palm. But you should go see if the Palm is coming to a town near you, and then go see it, because that's our film. Interestingly enough, it'll be they'll have all the tour dates on the Palm website, but it's going to coincide. Some dates will coincide with the Scale of Change tour this year.
Right. Scale of Change being filmed by Scale of Change, a Hook A initiative talking about Atlantic salmon.
Yeah, so they're going to be touring. I think that's turning into more of a brand than just a film.
Yeah.
Than just a film. So if you see a Scale of Change stop in your town this year, that means you're going to see our film.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
so there you go.
And there's a whole bunch of amazing films in it. Palm's pretty cool. So I'm excited to be part of that this year. It feels nice.
Yeah. We are going to be, well, obviously there's going to be a Toronto screening, so we'll be at that. We're also going to be at the finale
Quebec City.
in March in Quebec City. It's going to be a party if anybody's in Quebec City. It's going to be an absolute party. It's going to be me, you.
Yeah.
David, Jr., and all of our significant others.
Yeah.
Kate, Scott Sheeran, Sarah Nels. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah.
Man, that's going to be
looking
crazy.
Looking forward to that, for sure. Local community stuff. What's
Drift got going on? Drift's got some cool stuff going on, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, they've got...
speaking of IF4.
Yeah, they've got... oh my God, just give me a second.
Is the IF4 coming back to Toronto?
It is, but you know what? It's coming to Toronto.
No.
Courtesy of The Emergence.
The Emergence. What's that? What is that? I don't know what it is. Please fill me in, baby, yeah. Nice
I'm
hat,
gonna fill you in right
Wilson.
now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sister got me this Wilson hat, which is pretty awesome. Wow. So I was gonna say, well, they do have a fly tying classes are back, of course. This month is Matt Martin.
Epic.
On the 24th, but it's already sold out. So you missed it.
What else?
Okay, so The Emergence.
Yeah, what's The Emergence?
Is this amazing event that Rob cooked up in his head a couple years ago that he wanted to bring fly tires from across the country and the world to Toronto.
Jeez.
To put on a showcase.
Holy smokes.
If I mentioned Scale of Change, last year we hosted Scale of Change with Hook A and Drift and the ASF and all those awesome people at the Left Field Brewing in Liberty Village in Toronto. And that's exactly where this is going to be. It's going to be a whole day of fly tying.
Yeah.
And the fly tying part of The Emergence starts at noon.
Okay.
The IF4 will also be screening that day. Same space, but at 4:15. So if you wanted to go for the whole day, you could. But if you just wanted to go for the tying, or if you just wanted to go to the IF4, there are also separate tickets for that. But just to start wrapping your head around how cool this thing is, this is kind of like a highlight of what's Rio is sending a signature fly tire, sorry.
Yeah.
Fulling Mill and Orvis is sending featured fly tires.
Jeez.
4 current and former Fly Fishing Team Canada members, 6 of Ontario's top fly fishing guides, guest hosts from the New Fly Fisher and Sport Fishing on the Fly TV shows, and obviously we're going to be there. Tires featured in the Drake Magazine, Atlantic Salmon Journal, and other magazines. I know our good pal Mitchell Roberts is actually going to be in town for it, and he's going to be a presenter. Current and former guides from Ontario, Nova Scotia, and British Columbia, presenters from the International Fly Tying Symposium, Bob and the Hood, Atlantic Salmon Fly International, and Streamer Love Fest, and 4 commercial fly tires.
Wow.
It's insane. They have 15 plus tires already, which is really, really freaking cool. But yeah, general admission is from 12 to 4. General admission tickets are $30 per person. Headliner admission is $60 per person. So that's like a private headliner tire thing if you wanted to join. But it's all the info's on driftoutfitters.com, so you could check that out. But basically the whole thing is The Emergence is a huge fly tying symposium coming to Toronto at an awesome venue at Left Field Brewing. There won't just be presenters, but kind of like, if you remember at the Denver Fly Show, where you could actually just like go up to the tires were all had their own little station.
Yep.
And they were tying all day and they were talking to folks and interacting with folks, and then they would go off to present. I think that's a lot, kind of the same format, which is really cool because, you get to, if you're, wanting to chat with some a certain fly tyer, like Mitchell Roberts, for example,
Yeah.
you have that opportunity. You
Very
can
cool.
talk to them one on one. You can hang out with them, and then of course also watch them present. So I just think it's a really really cool idea, and I like that. I love the idea of having the IF4 on the same day, because it's like, oh, it's like a whole day of fly fishy things. Which I don't know if people remember previous to the pandemic when Drifts first started doing the IF4.
Yeah,
It
they
was
also
like
had
a
what the
whole it
fly
was like a
tying
whole
day.
exactly a whole
Yeah.
day of events, and it was so fun because you would go to one, and then you'd go to the movies at the end of the day, and it
Yep.
was really really fun. Like, and so it's cool that that's kind of coming back, and so yeah, keep an eye on that because that's going to be March 1st.
Boom.
It's going to be
There you
awesome.
go. Okay, well
Um,
that's the big community fly fishing news then for now is get your tickets to the emergence if you're in Southern Ontario because you kind of want to have to go to that fly tying event.
Big time. Ottawa Fly Fishers doing anything up there, bud?
No, nothing crazy. Just the kind of regular winter hold stuff. They got winter casting on Jan 17th. They got some general fly tying on the 20th. Check out their site. Get involved with a lot of fly fishers, obviously, but even if you're in Ottawa, you should go to this emergence thing. It's only a 4-hour drive, and this sounds like the event of the winter.
Big time.
All right, why don't we get into the show, the main show with RA Beattie? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm stoked. I hope everybody likes it because I do.
Well, here he is. All right. After these words. RA grew up in Aspen, Colorado, immersed in the world of media and production. His grandfather, Rob Beattie, was a legendary U.S. ski team coach, commentator for the Olympics and ABC's Wide World of Sport, and the host of his own show, Ski World, on ESPN. RA spent his childhood fishing the waters of Woody Creek, which flowed through his family's property right next door to legendary author Hunter S. Thompson, which is crazy. I want to talk about that. By his teens, he was already guiding professionally, eventually running a guide program for a fly shop in Aspen, and later founding the first U.S. fly fishing guide service in Slovenia. He studied creative writing and film before sharpening his technical chops in film and television production, and has since become one of the most acclaimed filmmakers in fly fishing. He's produced some of the industry's most successful and award-winning fishing films, traveling the globe to document wild places, diverse fisheries, and the people who protect them. He's also the creative force behind projects like Meat Eater's Das Boat series and brings deep experience from the music industry in branding, marketing, and live production. Yes, R.A. Beattie's kind of done it all, but at the core of all of his work is conservation and a belief that great stories can help safeguard the outdoors for generations to come. His first fish on a fly was a brown trout, and his second time technically on SoFly is today. All right, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. It's awesome to be here, and yeah, really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat.
Dude, brother, for sure, man. Last time we spoke was like, I don't know, it was years ago during an F3T.
Do you remember
thing.
that?
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm,
That chat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
we
I
were doing like the behind the scenes F3T stuff.
totally. And I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember today if that was. It had to be.
I think it was Spot Burn.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. And then was that so that was probably pre-COVID or right in there. Maybe.
God, yeah, it must have been, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Totally.
hard. Like I feel like since then the years just peel away. You know.
Oh my God. Yeah, everything kind of fast forward since 2020. It's kind of wild, eh?
Yeah, it's super
Jeez.
trippy. It's super trippy. But yeah, good to catch up with you guys. Yeah, it's been a minute since since that film for sure. That was that was a fun one.
Yeah, man. Well, no, we're stoked. We're really excited to chat today just about like get to dive deeper into, because that was just a quick chat, but now we can dive deeper into, your fly fishing life and your filmmaking life and kind of just get a sense of, how you ended up where you are today. And yeah, maybe before we get into the questions and the conversations and all that stuff, where are you calling in from today?
Yeah, so we're in Bend, Oregon, so right in the middle of the state. Yeah, nice little, small little mountain town, little ski town in the high desert.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's super pretty.
Very nice.
Have you guys been out this way?
I have, yes, yeah, and to do some fishing and with the Reddington team a couple years ago, and then I spent some time on my own in Oregon, but that was closer. That was I guess you could say further south in the state, I guess, if I'm right. Like we're in Shady Cove on the Rogue River.
Yeah, totally.
Is that southern part of the state, right?
Yep,
On the
totally.
coast? Yeah. So that was 2017, and then 2 years ago, I actually flew into Bend.
Cool.
Oh, is that where you flew into? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Bend, and we were driving it around and fishing all the area around there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a super interesting place. I mean, like I said, we're in the high desert, and so we have a lot of great trout fishing. We obviously have salmon and steelhead that are working their way out of the Columbia and coming up, and then really good warm water, like crazy, crazy stuff on the Columbia. And then you pop over, pop over the mountain onto the wet side, and then all the coastal stuff. So it's a pretty fascinating state just in the diversity of the ecosystems, and there's tremendous amount to do.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Have you been fishing recently? Like, is there anything good going on right now? Or?
I mean, we're just coming off probably one of the better steelhead years that we've had in a really long time.
Awesome.
So really, really great year on the Deschutes and a lot of the rivers here. Everybody's like over at the coast right now. Most of my buddies are over there chasing fish because it's kind of go time. We've had a lot of flooding and that sort of thing.
Right.
Just part of it goes with the territory.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always something to do over here, which is cool.
Cool.
We're pretty lucky.
Very cool. But so you grew up in fly fishing in Aspen, yeah?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Aspen, Colorado, in that Roaring Fork Valley. The Roaring Fork River kind of runs through and carves the main valley, and then you have all these like really great little tributaries that kind of spin off. So like the Frying Pan, which is pretty iconic tailwater. They have that mysis shrimp that they put in the reservoir, so they get sucked out of the base, and the trout get like that big around. It's just cool, beautiful little mountain streams, and was lucky enough to grow up in a time when fly fishing. It was like a river runs through it, and so fly fishing was really dorky, and no one really did it. So it was pretty mellow growing up.
Yeah. And you were your grandparents were next to Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah, granddad lived across the street from Hunter. And right on Woody Creek. And so the owl farm was across the street. And there was always a lot of crazy fun stuff going on.
Yeah, dude, that's wild. Like, did you ever like see him on the property or anything like that when you were? Do you remember any of that stuff, or did your grandfather know him?
Yeah, he and my grandfather really enjoyed watching sports together. Hunter was a huge sports guy, so he loved watching. Any games that were on. And so he and my granddad would go up and do that. I was a little young and a little too young to be hanging out because there was a lot of
Probably don't want to be hanging out with Hunter S. Thompson when you're like a kid, right? It doesn't make any sense. Here's some mescaline.
I'm pretty sure you got to rehab like 6 times if you do that when you're young.
Yeah.
But my dad used to spend a lot of time with him, and he was just a really normal, cool neighbor, and a great friend, and like a good part of the community. Certainly was a wild animal, but but definitely a real human too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
that's wild.
But it was fun. But beautiful valley. I mean, the fishing in that valley was amazing. Just great recreation. Just cool.
Oh, it's such a gorgeous area. That same kind of road trip brought me to the Rogue. I fished the Frying Pan in Roaring Fork before that. It was awesome.
Did?
I was like the Frying Pan was super fun. Roaring Fork was beautiful too, don't get me wrong, but like the Frying Pan was wild.
It's crazy how those two watersheds they're so close together. They're just one valley over, but like the Frying Pan has all that red sandstone, and so look at the river and the way the fish behave, and like it's a completely different animal. And then the Roaring Fork's like this big freestone crazy thing, and the fish are different and the river's different. They're really, really pretty amazing.
Really different. And, I had no real, this isn't the Aspen podcast, but I had no idea it was so close to Aspen, and I was there like pre-runoff. So there was still some spring skiing happening. So like, I was like, well, I'm here. I might as well ski Aspen. So those it's cool. It's like there's so much recreating happening in that area, like for the outdoors. It's amazing.
It's just crazy. Yeah. I mean, they have four world-class mountains. Just biking, hiking, like anything you want to do. It's pretty phenomenal.
Like an awesome place to spend your childhood, that's for sure.
Yeah. And we got outside a ton growing up and had a really good time. I don't think we had any idea, how good we had it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, but Bend is beautiful, and it's in some ways a lot like Colorado. Just the mountains aren't quite as dramatic.
And when you're in your teens guiding, you were guiding that area. Was that where you were kind of growing up guiding? Yeah.
So we grew up kind of in the sticks. Like my nearest neighbor was like 3 or 4 miles away. kind of thing. And so there wasn't a lot for us to do. And so the parents every day would be like, to me and my brother, would be like, get out of the house. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you do. Just don't shoot each other and like be back by dark. And so fishing, we had, so fishing was like kind of something that we had just out of necessity, fishing or building traps or whatever we were doing outside.
Yeah.
And so, I just fished a ton growing up. And then my dad, my dad tied flies a little bit. He made rods. He was a good rod maker, or I guess he still is a good rod maker. And so he kind of taught me that stuff. And then we had a neighbor who had a fly shop in town. And
cool.
He was like, I think my parents wanted something for me to do when I was like 14 or 15. And so they're like, hey, why don't you, can you roll with the fly shop and be the shop kid for a little bit?
Yeah.
So I did that. And then it was super funny. That shop was actually, back then it was a Ritz-Carlton. And so, it was like the schwankiest hotel,
Totally.
right? And like we had a shop in the Ritz-Carlton, and it got to a point where I could actually be a guide's apprentice and then a guide, but I didn't have a driver's license. So I would like jump in with clients into like the Ritz-Carlton fancy Suburbans, and they'd like take us down and drop us off.
And you chill them out and take them fishing for the day. Yeah. That's very funny.
And the clients are like, why are we like getting, like chauffeured to the river? And I'd be like, well, I can't drive. And they're like, oh my God.
Like,
driver,
this kid's taking us fishing.
Yeah. Driver, next pool, please.
Yeah, but it was great. And I'd like tie flies and stuff like that. And then I'd go in the mall in Aspen and set up like my little bench and have a little sign, and I'd sell flies, and people would come through and just. I think we all know the reputation of Aspen. People just like throw cash at me.
Right.
Just come home with like these wads of cash. And then, my parents were just like, what? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then the cops came and ran me off the mall at one point because they're like, they were like, hey, son, do you have a business license?
Oh, no way.
And I'm like, well, I'm 12 or 13, so I don't. Yeah. And they're like, look, you got to beat it. You can't be selling stuff on the mall. I was like, okay.
What?
That was the end of my very short fly tying career commercially.
That's so good, man.
But
did you find what was it like guiding at that age? Did you find clients like put their I guess once they saw you knew what you're doing, they or were some of them kind of hard asses, being 14 and taking them fishing?
Yeah, the weird thing about being a fishing guide back then in Aspen was, you would have clients that would come in that knew what they were doing. But for the most part, it was families coming through, and they're like,
right,
we're going to go horseback riding on Monday, and then we're going to go do this on Tuesday, and like on Wednesday we're going to go fly fishing. So they don't. 90% of the folks had no idea how to fish. Right. So you're teaching, and so I think that made it a lot easier. But for clients, as I got older, I accrued more and more clients that knew what they were doing, or I had clients that I had for 10 years that they started out beginners. And they got really good, but the fishing was so lights out back then. The Roaring Fork, to put it in perspective, like if you go to the Carbondale boat ramp, today on a nice day in the summer, you might see 30, 40 boats. When I was growing up, people didn't do that. Like my dad and his buddies would get in inner tubes with like flippers and float the Roaring Fork and throw little dry flies and like float around in circles.
And catch fish.
It catch a ton of fish.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't really a drift boat scene or a float.
Wild, man. Wild, eh?
Yeah.
And there was really no one else fishing, so there's like no pressure. There's just these guys out in their tubes just bobbing around, banging trout.
My dad had in his box, he'd have like royal wolves, elk hair caddis, a hare's ear, and a prince nymph.
Yeah, he's like, man, I got too many flies. I gotta get rid of some of these.
Totally, I gotta get rid of all this.
I gotta simplify some things here, boys.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
That is cool. Aspen there. I like
anyway,
that.
So it started to sound like an old timer when I started telling stories about the good old days, but it was.
Oh no, it happens to everybody, doesn't it? In their fishing career, eventually everybody's like, God, you guys should have seen this place 30 years ago. It's like coming of age.
It's a trip. Yeah, no, it's certainly a trip, but it's still. I think you still look at the fish counts, you look at the number of fish per mile there, and it's phenomenal, and the fish are. the average fish on the, depending on where you are in the valley, the further you go down the valley, the bigger the river gets, the bigger the fish get.
Yeah.
But in the kind of up by Aspen up there, a lot of those cut bows and those browns are 16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
and they're everywhere.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. How did you make your way to Slovenia to start the first U.S. based fly fishing guide service in Slovenia?
I had a really good buddy of mine who married a gal from over there.
Okay.
And so he came back and he showed me a picture. And if you Google the Socha River, SOCA, I don't know if you guys have ever
On it.
SOCA.
Yeah,
Sounds
Socha.
familiar. Yeah.
So when
wow,
you,
beautiful.
Holy
right?
shit.
And so it's
Oh my God.
limestone. And so basically, you think about it. So this is up in the Alps, and it kind of borders Italy and Slovenia.
Jeez.
And so you're high alpine rivers, so very reminiscent of Colorado. Kind of terrain, but all the rocks and everything are white because they're limestone. So all that water that's pouring over it is all turquoise.
It's like, yeah.
So it's like Bahamas. It's like fishing like Bahama blue
Crazy
water.
vibrant. Yeah, it's extremely teal and beautiful.
Yep. And so and then the biggest stream dwelling trout in the world is the marble trout.
Okay, yeah.
Massive. They're in the brown trout kind of lineage, but they're just massive. And so you have marble trout, you have crazy kind of grayling over there that are kind of like adapted to that lighter color bottoms. They're kind of yellowy, kind of translucent. And then you have hucho from the taimen family. And so and then the folks over there like to put big rainbow trout and stuff like that, and they grow massive too. So anyway, went over there and right out of college and just fell in love with the place. And then met some folks that worked for the government in the Fisheries Research Institute, but they were also trying to figure out how to be fishing guides. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, we don't have any connectivity to the U.S., but we have great access to this water and this sort of thing. So do you think you can get people to come over?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I mean, Facebook was just starting, right? Like we don't have a lot of social. Yeah. And so information and the flow of information wasn't as heavy. And so ran that program for a couple of years and loved every trip over there. And then, kind of eventually got a little too, the euro got really strong there for a while and kind of killed the business model.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What a cool project though, man. Jeez, what a wicked place to be able to go year after year and just guide, like crazy looking.
Yeah, no, it was great. So I try to go over there in the spring and the fall.
Okay, yeah.
Rivers are blowing out in Colorado in the springtime kind of thing. Great time to go over, or you go over in the fall and extend your season a little bit longer. So
okay, great. So you still go like almost every year you try to get out there?
I haven't in a while, but I'm dying to get back.
Yeah.
But yeah, and probably one of the coolest countries. I don't have a fear of like hot spotting or spot burning that place because everything is very restricted. They have the beat system, and so the number of licenses they issue and all that's really controlled. So they do a really good job of managing the whole fishery in the country.
Yeah.
And protecting it from. I mean, there's a lot of Germans, French, Italians, Austrians. There's a ton of inbound European anglers. So, but they keep the quality of the fishery super high.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when did the filmmaking sort of start then? Like, are we already in it now or is it after Slovenia?
Yeah, no, we were running around with cameras then. We were ripping around with cameras, growing up and, making little terrible ski movies and stuff like that and trying to make little fishing things. Really, I try to explain to a lot of younger folks, like I have more processing power by like 20 times with my smartphone that we had, what we had back then.
I know it's crazy, eh?
So basically when I was in college, about halfway through college, that's when Mac started putting iMovie on a computer. And then there was some cameras from Canon started coming out with cameras like the GL1 and GL2 and these little cameras shooting on DVD tapes that were really prominent in like ski and surf and snow.
Yep.
And so you could, theoretically, you could have GarageBand and iMovie and a semi-approachable camera, and you could do editing and you could do all that stuff.
Yeah.
There was no music libraries. There was no resources.
Dude, for real.
there's nothing to work with.
Forget about all that stuff, man. There was nothing.
Well, we did have LimeWire, so you could get a banging soundtrack.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like banging, totally not licensable soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. No, some music used to be just a nightmare. It was crazy.
Well, because you what? Like, would you do it yourself, or would you get buddies to kind of help and like just try to put stuff together? And
we would find friends with bands, that had some music, and we'd beg and plead. I'd be like, hey, my cousin's in a band, and maybe they'll let you use something, and so we did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Totally.
Garage band. I mean, it was pretty slim pickings.
Yeah.
And then Tom By. So we were shooting a lot of stuff, but again, there wasn't a place to put anything. There wasn't a place to screen anything. And so Tom By from the Drake magazine started the 5 Minutes of Fly Fishing film festival, and I'd have to look it up. I can't remember what year that was, but that was basically the first time where we had a place to show movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people came out of the woodworks. You had, the guys from like Felt Soul, and just a whole bunch of folks that kind of had the same, the same desire to make content.
Is that the first time you kind of saw that community? Because like it's kind of an amazing community that there's all of these fly fishing filmmakers that exist that sort of just like bam, all of a sudden everybody's like pretty good at shooting, can patch together a story, and they're like doing it with fly fishing.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, it is kind of the weirdest thing.
So bizarre. Yeah, I mean, and the size of it, to your point, I think you're spot on. Like the sheer number of people doing it. I bet if you were to do an analysis between, skiing, snowboarding, and all the different sports, there have to be per capita more fly fishing filmmakers than any other genre.
Yeah, man. Like even like skate and stuff, where like so many directors and stuff come from ski and skate and stuff. It seems like everybody's making fly fishing films, like, so it's kind of cool. You're at the start of it when you're meeting all these people. So that was kind of when you were like, whoa, there's other people doing this and want to do this. Like that was kind of the beginning.
Yeah. And I think the problem, back then is that there wasn't representation of our community or our age group in the sport. And so, because fly fishing's at that point in time really, pretty like tweed jackets and older folks and, pretty stuffy. And I think we all kind of grew up in the mountains, and we were watching everything happening with snow sports and surf and skate. And so we were like, well, that's the content that we like, and that expresses who we are, but we're not seeing that in fishing. It wasn't very relatable. And so I think a lot of young folks at the same time were just, again, they had access through technology, but they were like, okay, now we have the means to do it. Because before that, I mean, look, if you wanted to shoot that stuff, you were shooting stuff on, shooting on film and having to go to, fly to New York and cut it and do all.
So crazy. So much work. So much so much money,
It's like,
so
just even just the volume of equipment. Like I used to work in sound engineering, and the studio that I worked at was we were obviously mainly digital, but we were doing reel to reel too. And it's like, man, just the volume of space you need to store all that shit.
Physical
like physical space
sure
is a consideration after a while too. So now to be like, knit these nimble crews on, I mean, look how they shot Tarpon 1973. The guy was filming platforms on the flats.
Right.
No,
I know, it's insane.
Now you just throw a drone up.
Yeah, drones. I mean, think about, God, drones. I mean, even underwater stuff. Like we used to have to tether. We had these little not little. They're like these Biosport cameras that were for underwater, which were tethered. You had to tether it to a Canon, and shoot the tape.
Oh, cool.
Because we didn't
shoot to tape.
Yeah, so we're shooting underwater to tape, and so we get these. I think they were initially made for snow sports. They were waterproof. So these guys would like strap them on their helmet and go bomb some crazy hill. And these Biosports would like, the connections were dog shit, and like you could get like an hour out of it before the thing would like break and then crack and fill with water. Anyway, it was and forget like drones. I mean, like we shot a bunch of stuff when we could out of planes and helicopters if we could figure out
so cool.
to finagle it, but like
That's cool.
They're completely different worlds.
So much goes into making, these fly fishing films, and it's interesting that so many people were doing, like you say, there was other people popping up at that time, and all of this sort of like production expertise and like cinematography and just knowledge went into making fly fishing films.
Mhm.
Maybe that's a good segue into, the film coming out next, which is your newest film with David Chang, Chef David Chang, and it's about making a fly fishing film. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yeah.
Which actually, I'm going to interrupt really quickly. I went from sound engineering into hospitality. I owned restaurants, ran restaurants. When I saw this come out, I didn't know David Chang fly fish. There's some awesome Canadian chefs that Mitch and I are fans of that we know fly fish and been desperately trying to get on this show.
Yeah.
But that is so cool that you got to hang out with David Chang, but to fish,
Fishing, yeah.
not to just make another food film.
Yeah. No, for sure. David's amazing, and it was super funny. I met David. I was in Saskatoon, and so we were up in Saskatchewan, and we were going to fly into a pike lake with a bunch of folks, a bunch of buddies, and
Nice.
so David jumped on that trip, and I didn't know David, um, and so it was pretty funny because I think we were like walking around downtown, like the day before or the night before or something, and people were like stopping him, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hey, like, nice to meet you," or this or this or this, or "Can I have your autograph?" And I'm like, "Who's this guy?" Because I didn't know his backstory,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I'm like, "Who is this dude?" Like, obviously, people know who he is.
Yeah.
Um, but we had a great trip and just fished and caught a bunch of pike and lake trout and stuff, and it was great.
Yeah.
And then always stayed in touch. And he got more and more into permit fishing with my friend Mike Dawes from West Bank Anglers, and he
Cool.
kind of went down the rabbit hole
Yeah.
with Mike and Dawes, and he got the
You
permit
kind of
part.
expected David Chang to be into permit fishing. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's
Yeah.
all the media I've consumed of David, and it's like I did meet him once. Not that he would remember, but when they opened the Momofuku here in Toronto,
Okay.
but just something I was like, he's like, and he's really into permit. I'm like, of course he is.
Of course it is.
if David was like really into like launching poppers for largemouth bass, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
You'd
But
be like,
but
huh?
he's like, and I'm really into permit. I'm like, of course you are.
Of course you are.
Pick a
Glutton
very
for
hard
Yeah.
persnickety fish,
Technical. Yeah.
yeah, glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think look, I think it makes sense. Like you said, it makes sense. I mean, he's attracted to really hard things, and he likes pushing the rock up the hill,
Yeah.
and that's permit.
Yeah.
Big time.
So we talked to the guys and we said, hey, look, it'd be great to shoot something. I've really wanted to shoot something that was really kind of a hybrid of cooking and fishing and all these things because I don't know, like I really like history a lot, and I'm really interested in like the history of food and the history of cultures and all these things. And when
Mhm.
we go to the places like the Yucatan, it's fascinating because I'll tell like one quick aside. We shot a segment cooking a dish with some lobster, and David didn't know what he was going to make, and so he's kind of rooting around, pulling stuff out. And he's like, "Well, we could do this, we could do this, we could do Italian." He's like, "Yeah, we'll do Italian." So he like makes pasta. He's making a red sauce out of tomatoes and all these things. And he's like, "Yeah, so it's an Italian dish." But we're talking about it on the shoot, and I'm like, "Well, it's cool because it's the lobsters, are from the reef right here. If you really trace the roots back to tomatoes, like they're from the Americas. We think about them being Italian, but they have their roots in the Americas." And I'm like, so at what point is this dish? I mean, I know it's an Italian creation, but as you start to pull apart the history, it's like, well, it kind of is a Mexican dish, and like,
Yeah.
and so anyway, I just think it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of potential to dig into the stories behind the food,
Right.
and I think if you can get people there, you get them to the reef, and you show them where the lobsters come from and these things come from, you have that much more connectivity to the story. And so fishing is obviously just such a brilliant way to get you there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've always been fascinated by the concept, and so when they said yes, I was pretty excited to be able to shoot it with them.
Yeah, so cool.
Totally, man. Yeah, no, it was like an epic trip, and like it's a really cool film, and we got to see it. Obviously, it's going to be touring, right? It's going to be in the tours.
Yeah, I just toured. Actually, just showed it in Bend on this last Saturday.
Oh, wicked!
Amazing.
Yep, so it's already off to the races, and it'll be I think like 250 cities over the year.
Amazing,
Yeah,
sick.
as part of the IF4, the International Fly Fishing Film Tour.
Yeah, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, yeah, great film. I mean, it was. I don't know. Every time people want to do a permit piece, I'm a little apprehensive because it's just such a. It's just
Yeah,
it's always a grind.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like swinging for steelhead on for
Totally.
camera. You know, it's like, okay.
Exactly. We're like, no more
Sure.
steelhead, no more permit.
Yeah.
What kind of planning goes into that? Like when someone says, "Let's do a permit thing," are you like, "Fuck, okay, we gotta at least do 10 days or something"? Like, how do you go about planning that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, you need to squeeze out as much time as you can,
Hmm.
and you have to mentally, mentally, you just have to prepare, just knowing that it's going to go to shit, and it's going to be really hard, and it's going to stress you out because, like,
Hmm.
typically everybody like we do these trips, and we get a permit on the last day.
Right. Every time, right? It's always the last day. Yeah.
It's always a grind. You start out, everyone's happy, and you're like, "Oh, we got 7 days. Like it'll happen."
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
first day, you're like, "Oh, it's totally fine. Like
We
it's
got
totally gonna
tomorrow.
happen."
Yeah.
The next day, you're kind of like, "All right, here we go."
Yeah,
Yeah. Then like day 5, you're like, everyone's stressed
yeah.
out and pissed,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, totally. You're like, I
Yeah.
just fucking need this fucking fish
Yeah.
on camera.
well, and that's
Um,
yeah. And the other part of that too, though, is you have to. The hard part, I think, when you're the filmmaker, is you got to let your characters. You have to let them fall apart, and like they might go to a really dark place, and they might get in their own heads, and like they might get
Yeah.
pissy or this or that, and like um, and it's easy as the filmmaker, like to because you're emotionally invested with everybody, and so
Mhm.
it's easy to get sucked into it, but you have
Right.
to like try to pull back and just let the drama kind of unfold and enjoy the drama and
Yeah.
be like, okay, this is good. Like
Yeah.
let people get worked up, like let the emotion happen, and try to. Because sometimes when the emotion happens or things get hard, that's when you want to like set the camera down and be like, okay, let's talk
Right.
about this. Let's figure out a plan.
That's the best film. You're right.
So that's what
Rolling
happens.
on it. Yeah, and letting it unfold. 100%. You want to see those people squirming and freaking out and like panicking a little bit about like, man, I'm going home tomorrow and I still haven't got a permit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like that show Das Boat we did was great because it was basically we engineered it so it would just be a nightmare. And so like boats are flying off trailers and tires are flying off and boats are getting destroyed and everyone
Yeah.
else is losing their mind and we're like, this is great TV.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff we need.
yeah, exactly. There's like tension and drama. Um,
Yeah.
kind of with that film, that what's kind of cool if people who are listening to this and hopefully they get to go to the IF4. There will be a screening in Toronto. Just saying for people who are listening to this in Toronto. But when things don't go your way, like we find like obviously we also do some visual storytelling, more YouTube style stuff, not like films.
Sure.
Sometimes we'll have a plan in our head and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to this lodge and tell this story about the fish in the area or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to your point, it all falls apart. Like how often do your stories sometimes reveal themselves on the water, do you find, versus like not what's happening in your head? You're like, you come in with like a solid plan and it just goes fucking
Halfway through, you're like, oh, the
like you're
story's
like the
actually.
story's actually something totally different,
That's a good question. I mean, we have I have a really good writing partner, Miles Nolte. And he and I have worked for a long time now. And there's something that we always talk about, and we say that there's the film that you write, the film that you shoot, and the film that you edit, and those three are they're never the same, right? And so like I kind of think when I was like I kind of equate it to like when I was younger, like if I was doing artwork or something like that, if you're gonna like paint or draw or do something like that artistic, like you always have this idea in your head when you start out, and like you're like you can see it in your mind's eye, and you're like, this is what it's going to be like. And then like for me, I was always super frustrated because the thing that you have in your head is never like your finished product never adds up to that. And so for like probably 10 or 15 years, I was super frustrated in my creative process because I could never replicate what I wanted to do at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
But to your point, the story unfolds while you're out there. Our process is to try to prepare as much as humanly possible.
yeah,
So we write a ton. We do a lot of research. We do a tremendous amount of pre-prep, um, and then we just have to see what happens. The funny part with this with David was we did a tremendous amount of pre-prep, and Miles and I wrote out a bunch of different cooking scenes and all these. We're going to go hunt for scorpions at night and catch scorpions and eat them. We're going to do
yeah.
all these, all these crazy things. And I had a production book, which I don't always have. And I remember like bringing that to David, and like he had seen it beforehand. I'd sent it to him, but I like had everyone's eating breakfast the first morning, and I like throw this book down, and I'm like, "Do you guys want to go through this?" And everybody's like,
No,
No,
we do
not really.
Yeah.
they're like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, just like skim through a couple." And David at one point he's like, "This is ridiculous." He's like, "How?" He's like, "You think you can write what's going to happen in a permit week?" He's like, "Dude, you've done this enough."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, "None of this is going to happen. It's all."
Yeah.
He's like, "You throw this away."
yeah.
So
You're like, okay, fine.
You're like,
You just
okay,
go
sorry,
fix it.
chef.
Yeah, sorry, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Sorry, chef. Of course, chef.
yes, chef. Yes, chef. But
That's
I actually I was so stoked because the one scene that I really loved is I really wanted to go scorpion hunting, just because I wanted to.
Yeah.
It's like Blair Witch kind of scorpion thing.
Yeah.
And David, as you can tell in the movie, is not having it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely not.
He's not having a
He's
good
just
time
not.
at all. At
Yeah.
all. It was definitely forced family fun, and so he. But I love his. But actually, his commentary, because he's so kind of pissed and like not having fun, is actually I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he's just being super sarcastic, and he's like, anyone else getting bit by mosquitoes? He's like, well, I have malaria now.
Yeah.
He's like, if I was 5 years old, this would be the greatest night of my life. But
Yeah.
I'll give this a solid 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
And like that kind of stuff. So anyway,
Yeah, that kind of like little like banter and like those little moments between friends is like such a big part of the fly trip, and it makes me think like do you think like what about fly fishing kind of allows you to tell, unique stories that maybe other sports don't, or like express things that maybe other sports or other pursuits don't. Like what is unique about
wow,
fly fishing films in that sense?
it's a great question. I mean, it could be a number of things. I mean, I think maybe maybe the saltwater thing in particular, it is kind of a team sport, and there's that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Particularly on the boat. I mean, like, you need
Yeah, totally.
everybody's got to be working together, and so like the group, for better or worse, the mood of the boat, kind of is in sync, and so people are having the same experience. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe if you think about like maybe if we're out skiing or something, you could be with your buddies on the chairlift, but you're really not really that social once you're engaged in it. And maybe
Totally.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. No, I mean, like, I think that's a really good point. Like, I think the salt, especially with saltwater, like that dynamic is quite unique to fly fishing. I mean, when I tell people, like, I went on a saltwater fishing trip and we just kind of, I stood on a bow of a boat for 12 hours trying to catch a fish that didn't want to be caught. And my buddy just watched my back.
Yeah.
People are like, that sounds terrible, like, but I think people that watch fly fishing films are like, I totally get that, like, intensity and like in the moment and like the relief that comes from catching a fish and that shared kind of like you say, camaraderie and just like sharing the moment, catching something that's like life changing. Yeah. And, and that translates so well to film because people see, I think that's what's cool about all these fish films that, so often maybe there's so much kind of, fish porny moments where people are just catching fish and stuff like that. But those emotions and those moments of people, sharing in those fish and catching those together, that stuff speaks volumes to people that love fishing. So yeah, I don't know. There's such a unique thing. And to our point earlier about so many people doing them, I mean, that's probably why, because it is such a weird vehicle to tell a story.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, it's it's almost like music or any of these kind of things that there's kind of a human experience around it, right? Like
Mhm.
you can get dropped off on a fishing island in some remote country, and even if you don't speak the language, like
Yeah.
you can kind of like if you find fishermen, you all kind of know the same. Like you're going to speak the same innate
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever that is, right? Like how to
Yeah.
spot fish, how to understand how fish work, like
Yeah.
all those things. And like I think to immediately have that deep of a connection with humans, like
Totally.
is pretty wild. I mean, we ran into we were at some Christmas party, some work party, right? And like those are notoriously brutal sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
it's a
Totally.
bunch of people you don't know, and you're like, oh my god, can you like this weather's crazy, huh? And but you know, I met a guy, and he's like, he looks down at my arm. I got a permit tattoo, a terrible one, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, permit.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like that, we're like, we speak the same language, right? Like
And you kind of like each other already too. You're like, oh, I already like this person.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
You're
mean?
like,
Yeah.
well, this,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shortcut
do-
to like, oh, shortcut to quality. You know, like, oh, this guy's permit. He's got to be a cool guy. You know.
Right. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you've been down to this spot, and I was like, yeah. So like, that's where I got the tattoo. He's like, okay, cool. Like,
Here we go.
great, we're in good shape now. You know, like
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that
It is.
connection.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think as much as you know, we have. I think fishing is like, oh, it's this, you know, this solitude and introspective sport, you know, which of course it is, or it can be, you know. I think,
Yeah.
Sure.
you know, what this, or I guess what, I don't know, maybe like where fly fishing is now, it's kind of hard to, you know, you can see that everybody has like a thirst for community, whether it be like going to events, tying clubs, and of course these film festivals, you know, like
Yeah.
when they started, it was like couple cities, you know, couple filmmakers, and then like we were saying at the top of the show, well, now look at them. This is a whole community. This is a whole different community of storytellers, you know, which is really quite amazing. And yeah, so I think it is kind of interesting that fly fishing, like that question that you're.
Well, there's also just like this notion of travel. Like, I think that's why there's so many travel fly fishing films because something you like, sure, you can make a travel film. You go to some cool place and experience that place. But when you, and we all know this, you go somewhere and you fish that place, you travel it in a whole other way. Like you see it in a way a lot of people don't.
You
So
see the cracks in between.
Totally.
Other even like forget. Of course, yes, you see these spectacular environments, but like getting to these environments, like, or even in your film with David Chang, you know, you're going to that restaurant, you're eating at the restaurant. Who the hell is going to eat at that restaurant if they just go to the Four Seasons or whatever? You know, like you're probably not going to go there. You know, if you're immersed, you are immersed in you know, a local culture, whether you're driving for us to Northern Ontario or flying to Mexico or hanging around in Bend, Oregon. That's where you go to the best like roadside bars, you know, and like all that kind of stuff.
Hang with the locals.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we're really lucky. I mean, we're really, really lucky that it does, it opens a lot of doors that, you know, I don't think would open otherwise. Like, yeah, I mean, just, you know, and with people and cultures. And then, you know, my partner comes from the snow sports and biking, and you know she's really accomplished in the outdoors, but she's not from the fishing background, and so you know it's been cool to show her around over our time together. But you know that's kind of her perspective on it. She's like, you know, it's wild how much she's like you and your buddies like. She's like, you know, like all these weird plants and animals and bugs and all this really nerdy stuff, and like it's like and I think we kind of just take it for granted that. You know, we have that inside look and that perspective, but it definitely, fishing definitely gives you a lot of, I like your analogy, kind of between the rocks, like you kind of see between.
Yeah. You totally
get this fun, like in between places. Like I even say that for like an hour from Toronto, you know, like you go to a stream and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I would have never seen this.
You'd never see it.
Fish.
Yeah.
I could have lived my whole life in Toronto and not know this existed, you know, if I didn't fish.
Yeah.
Please,
go ahead.
No.
Okay. Oh, jeez. We've got a bunch of questions I want to ask. One is just like this idea of failure and like what role does failure kind of play in your creative process? Because when we talk about fishing films and not catching fish or missing a fish or anything like that, like how does that inform your storytelling?
Yeah, I mean, failure's real. The struggle's real, and you know,
Because it is a theme. It's a theme of this film with David in a way.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's the
Permit
wheels
in general.
it's the wheels falling off the bus. And it's like,
Mhm.
and basically it's, it's pretty simple. It's like David's initial thought that it was ridiculous to try to plan everything. He was right. He's like, this is ridiculous that you think everything's going to go to script. And
Mhm.
yeah, and it didn't go to script. And I think so we really, we're very cognizant of a lot of the commercial stuff that we make and a lot of the work that we do. We do make it look very picturesque and easy. And it's like, oh, you roll up and the tides are great and a fish comes up and it tails and you throw the fly and it eats it. And like, oh my God, this looks beautiful. And we realize it's never like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it is. But
yeah.
So this film is about recognizing the fact that it's not always as beautiful and easy as it looks on camera, and kind of celebrating the frustration and the hard stuff to get there. But yeah, the failures. I mean, like I said, it's a real thing. When we did the DOS Boat series, we had a number of episodes because we'd have to go in. We'd basically come into a location. We'd have 2 new characters. They'd have to build out a bunch of stuff on the boat, go fishing and catch fish, and be done in like 3 days.
Wow.
Shoot it in 3 days. And so we had multiple episodes where they'd be like, well, we caught 1 fish this whole episode. And we'd be like, okay, well, now what?
Yeah.
Like, now what do we do? And so we kind of had to learn. I'd say that was a place where we really had to learn how to, we need to tell a story.
Yeah.
Even if you don't catch fish, how are you going to salvage this? And this film wasn't. We actually, we had some really beautiful fishing stuff. We have great content, so we weren't really struggling in the way where we were like, oh God, we don't.
In that sense, yeah.
But we did want to. We also we don't want to just. I mean, how many stories can you tell about Permit? We gotta find different vehicles and different ways to keep people entertained and do something different. So that was kind of the impetus behind this film, was just trying to figure out how do we, what different lens can we give you, and kind of breaking that fourth wall, kind of peeling back the curtain. And so
with this one and just with your films in general, do you tend to overshoot stuff and then, get into the edit with just cans of footage, or are you kind of tighter?
Good question.
Because I feel like the David Chang one, maybe you guys just kept rolling on a lot of stuff. I don't know.
We had a lot of footage. I feel like that was a pretty manageable, project. We've got another film that's on tour right now that we just shot. It's about Jurassic Lake.
Okay.
And so we shot that one very, very late. We shot that in filming wrapped end of October, and we delivered it about 5 weeks later.
Wow.
And so that was a film where there's so much fish, there's so many fish, and there's so many big fish. We trimmed it down to, I think it was 12 hours of lake footage and 7 hours of river footage.
Yeah.
So that's too much.
That's a little bit. Well, hey, maybe one day, in the IF4, you could do a 24-hour film of just fish, which would be kind of sick, but
yeah,
man. How do you decide what to cut when you're in the edit? That's tough, man.
Man. I mean, that's kind of the hardest part for me always. We typically we'll take a project and we'll cut it, and it'll usually be about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we'll lay out all the stories and say, okay, I love this, lay it out. And that's really when the writing staff have to come in and just start killing the darlings and being like, okay, this scene's out of here. And you're like, but that's some of my favorite stuff. And they're like, well, it's gone, buddy. Sorry.
What can you do? Yeah.
Yeah. See you later. Yeah.
See ya. And so the David Chang thing was like that. Actually, the film tour really likes it when the films are about 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay.
That film's 19.
Right.
And so they were reasonably asking the question, okay, can you trim this down? And we pinch every little second, every little frame.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? There's nothing else I want to kill.
Yeah.
And we had real long conversations because there's some scenes in there, there's a tarpon fishing scene with Jorge, who's the head guy down at Blacksmith, and it's definitely an aside to the story. And they're like, well, we could cut that. And I was like, I'm not cutting that.
Yeah. It's too cool. Keep it in.
Yeah. So, but we agonize over the frames and everything. And we want to keep things tight. When people are watching our stuff, when they're done, I want them to be like, wow, that was great. And like, oh, that was 19 minutes. Like felt like 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want it to be tight.
That's cool, man. It's really cool. It's tough. I mean, I totally feel that. Like, it probably got terabytes of footage that you could cut other films with. I mean, maybe that's the next thing. Just mashups of just different trips.
I know, right? It's just so much stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, but it's hard. I mean, I'm sure you guys feel it all the time.
How have you seen like fly fishing kind of media change over the years? I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and like we said earlier, you came into it with a lot of other people at the same time. How have you seen it evolve? Like, has the storytelling evolved? How have audiences changed? All that stuff.
Yeah, good question. So obviously the technology's changed a lot, and so that is what it is, and you can tell through the quality. The cameras are ridiculous. It's getting every year it gets better and better, and the competition gets tougher and tougher because people are getting better and better at their craft. I think one of the challenges is it's a pretty small industry, and so budgets don't really increase too much.
Yeah.
So we don't work with the kind of budgets that you'd see in traditional, big recreation, big snow sports and stuff like that. So I'd say the bar is raised every year, which is great. It's interesting because I think we become numb, as humans, we become numb to things that we see over and over with exposure. Yeah. And so, for instance, a tarpon jumping in 120 frames per second in slow motion back in 2006, that would blow people's minds, right?
Yeah,
hadn't seen it really. I mean, maybe a little bit. So a lot of that slow motion stuff, or this or that, a lot of the footage would blow people's minds. And now today, there's such a high level that I think people are pretty used to seeing incredible stuff as they scroll all day long on their phone.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of wild, eh? Like, people are so spoiled.
Yeah, visually spoiled, but I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I think, well, then you can make an argument for the importance of storytelling, right? Because beforehand, like, it's trying to not knocking anybody, but like, 2006, you could put a bunch of slow-mo fish porn up there and people would be pretty stoked on that, if you look at the tour, back then to now, the fishing footage back then was like sometimes amazing, sometimes not so great, but it was, like you said, it's because of technology and because of like experience levels of all these filmmakers, and also of the tour curating content.
Sure.
But I think like I would like to, like, yes, everything looks great, but I think like now storytelling's never been more important for that reason. Like, I can go look at a GT. I never saw a GT in my life before an IF4 film. Before that, like the Cosmo Yeti movie. Yeah. I didn't even know. I knew the Seychelles existed. Yeah. I had no idea what the fuck a GT was. But now, like, everybody can see everything and see amazing footage. So yeah, to your point, like, I think like these. I would hope these film fests are still like a place where you can expect great storytelling. And like, if you're going to
takeaways,
you're like, taking away like
something.
Wow, what an interesting, whether it's
perspective or something,
story, a perspective on a certain river or movement or a fish, maybe.
Yeah. I think audiences have changed. The one thing that's definitely happened is I think they want to see exotic places and they want to see different cool stuff. I think we got a little off track for a while with like further, better, bigger, farther, and all this stuff. And I think the hard part is like, it's cool. I love the moment in like probably like mid like 2006, 7, 8, that time, like the Seychelles and these like crazy species are coming out, and like we all started to kind of dream a little bit and be like, holy shit, there's like these milkfish and there's these things and there's these things, and there's jungle fish and there's all this stuff. So there's definitely like really healthy exploratory like things that happen with media and like discovering new places and species, and that's wonderful because it opens people's minds and it gives them ideas about places to go, and it enhances fly tying and product design and all these things. But it also like it can get to a point too where it's like if the media gets too unapproachable or it's too far fetched, like I think audiences kind of go, well, that's great that you get to go to a place that's like $20,000
Totally.
a week, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things we've really always tried to do is be cognizant of like, you know, going someplace where like you know like rich old white dudes on vacation is not a story.
Yeah.
So even if it's a fish that hasn't been on film before, this like it's still not a story. And so we always try to walk the line and be really cognizant of like we want to show new places, we want to show cool exotic things, but we also want to make sure like that the story's there and that like I think we have to be careful with how commercial stuff can get.
Yeah.
Because it's the nature, like when the Drake fly fishing film tour and all these things started, it was grassroots and it was like punk rock.
Yeah.
The nature of things is for things to be punk rock. Eventually, corporate is going to catch up with them and water it down and make it advertising. And something comes in and reacts to that and like is like counterculture against that. And I think to a certain extent we see that in fly fishing now. I think we're at a phase where people are like, well, that was a great lodge commercial and this was a good ad for this rod.
Totally.
So but we also have to pay for it. Like we got to pay to so it's a really fine line to walk.
That's why I love when you get these like the Yetis that come in and understand that storytelling level, you know what I mean? And they're like, no, we don't want to do a producty film. We want to do a real film that starts with Yeti Presents. You know what I mean? And like that's like appreciate when it's like this thinking is on the brand side because totally like it just becomes. We totally saw that happen, like you're saying, like a few years ago.
Like, you got the shots of people tying like Orvis boots and like pulling up the waders. And totally.
The rack focus on that. Yep.
It can get. But you're right. It's a good point too. Like, I mean, Mitch and I talk about this all the time because, we've been doing this fucking 10 years somehow. And we do get invited to lodges and stuff. And like, we're like, well, it's funny because on the one hand, you don't want to always tell stories of these amazing places that maybe some people don't get to go. But then if you talk about your day-to-day fishing, then you're a spot burner. So you're like, we got to kind of like, you got to kind of like toe this weird line when you're in fly fishing media. That I feel like maybe only skateboarding, like cause spot burning is a skateboarding thing mainly, right? Like, surfing. Right?
Surfing,
Like if you're in surfing and skateboarding, is there another sport that has to worry about spot burning more than fly fishing?
Fly fishing really does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's tricky.
So it's like tricky because you're like, you do want to tell these stories, but you're like, okay, well now,
do you know what though?
They're gonna hate me.
I've always thought it'd be sick to do a film that was like a panfish film, but like the most like we get like 200, 300 grand. And we like do the craziest production, and it's like the most nuked shots of sunfish, and you're like, "That's a sun," and you really change your appreciation for these things, like slow motion eats and fucking.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick, man. One day,
get a helicopter, shooting a helicopter in there.
Oh, dude, and
it's just
a helicopter, just like a bloop, like a little sunfish
bathing suit, like catching sunfish.
We're pitching, man. Well, we need $500,000 to do it right.
Maybe we can get Red Bull Media House.
This is what I'm saying. I think they would love the sunfish film.
Well, I mean, hey, it looks like Monster Energy Drink seems to have found fly fishing. I keep seeing it pop up. So maybe they can give us the money for the panfish.
Here we go.
Let's go. Film.
No, I know. I saw that. I saw that the other night, and I was like,
I saw that on the Millhouse podcast, and I saw that like on the Fly Lords stuff. I was like, Monster Energy.
Is Monster
Drink
sponsoring the Millhouse podcast?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Nice work, fellas.
No way.
Get that bag. That's awesome.
Andy's got the can of Monster in front of him. Like, hell brother.
Next to his pickles.
Paid.
Yeah, that's awesome. Friggin' right, man. That's too good.
Oh, okay. You froze for a second. I was like, no.
All right. Is there like a project that, speaking of like sunfish films, like is there a project that you've kind of got in the back of your mind that you just haven't been able to find the right in yet or way to execute it or anything like that?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground over the years. I'm still like, we did a carp movie. We did a carp land, and I've got a pretty unhealthy obsession with carp. And so I'm probably the only one on my team that wants to, but I would love to do like a carp land too. But I'm sure everybody's if anyone on my team's hearing this, they're rolling their eyes right now.
That'd be sick, dude. That'd be so
sick.
cool.
Carp land
film?
too. Yeah.
I love carp. I don't know, but that's just I don't know. That's just me. And again, like visually,
there's a ton in Lake Ontario if you were up in Toronto.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. The river right next to my house has they eat mulberries.
Oh, the Humber!
In
My God,
June
you should see those carp.
They're huge, dude. They're eating mulberries off the top like this. No one's fishing for them. No.
You have my attention.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
epic. What else do you guys fish for? What are your fisheries looking like up there?
Well, there's
Oh yeah. I mean, we are really blessed in Southern Ontario. Like we do have every species, whether it's wild from wild to naturalized, so obviously stocked as well. But like kind of our year kind of goes like this. The season kicks off in April, like the legal, fishing opens in April for
trout.
For trout. And so we kind of do trout, brown, rainbow, brookies, right away. Lakers, if we can catch ice out.
Sweet.
Ice out Lakers when they're shallow, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then, that's also a great time to get northern pike. We're big pike guys. Love fishing for pike. And, that's a great time of year for that too, because they're shallow and you can sight fish for them. And it's super fun because they're really ravenous at that time of year.
Yeah.
And then as the summer goes on, we don't get a super long trout season anymore. Like ethically speaking, like it does get pretty hot pretty quick.
Gotcha.
So usually we're kind of off the trout rivers in June, which is great because then bass opens. So we're fishing bass, smallies, largies, musky pike. During the summer, fall rolls around, all the migratory stuff coming out of the lake starts, browns,
steelhead,
Great Lake steelhead. And
that's awesome.
we got to mix in carp
and muskie.
And muskie, October is a big muskie month for us.
It's a growing thing.
It's a growing thing for us. Like you can fish for them all year, but October is really, really, really great. And you're kind of in a muskie band here. Like we've got really great muskie fishing between Mitch's and actually just recently moved back to Ottawa, which is both of our hometowns. Kind of in between Toronto and Ottawa is a really great band. Whether you're fishing the St. Lawrence Lake waterways or muskie in the Great Lakes watershed,
sure,
or somewhere or anywhere in between, it's a lot of opportunity for muskie. So that's kind of what
walleye, walleye, warm water fishery up here. But
And then Mitch is, he's deep into the ice fishing game right now.
Yes, I am.
It's that time of year.
I love ice fishing. I wish we have one place we can ice fish in Oregon, but we don't have a cold enough winter for it. So
dang.
I know.
I hope you guys get like a crazy flash freeze or something. Yeah, man, ice fishing rocks. Yeah, I'm gonna be going out hard this week for sure.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's just
I know you do. You love it.
It's so fun, dude. And I just bought a new auger. I bought like an E40 like electric auger, and I just can't. I've been watching YouTube videos of people just punching holes, and I can't wait, man. I'm just like, God, I gotta get out there with this thing. I don't even want to fish anymore. I just want to punch holes.
Oh my God, that is so great. Well, I do think like it is very similar to fly fishing. It's definitely one of those sports where you can nerd out on the gear so hard.
Totally.
And I just love. Yeah, I live in like I said, I live in a state where it's probably, I don't know, next to Hawaii, it's probably the worst state for ice fishing. But but I have all the toys.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Anyway, maybe
I'm more into the eating of during ice fishing because what's great about ice fishing is that you do not have to worry about your food spoiling. It's like nature's your cooler. So it's just like you can bring and with the sleds you can bring you can bring a lot of food.
Get pizzas delivered out there. Oh yeah.
Oh, my father we go ice fishing. He's in Southwest Montana, and they catch a lot of trout, but they catch ling. They catch a lot of big lings, and they're funny because all the old boys out there, the wind blows like 1,000,000 miles an hour, but they want to be social, so they're not in their they won't get in their huts, and they built this giant plywood windbreak.
Oh, nice!
And they call it the Great Wall of Montana. And they all just
that's awesome.
Hunker behind it and catch ling, and it's awesome.
That's pretty.
That sounds awesome. Ling is pretty tasty.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Ling's pretty tasty. Yeah.
Okay. We got 5 more questions for you. All right.
Okay.
To kind of round out the show, we ask 5 questions to every guest. I think we might have asked you these during the F3T thing. We definitely asked the fly one, but we're going to do it again.
Okay.
Proper, So the first is, what is your favorite fish and why? If you had to pick a fave fish, what would it be?
Oh man, I mean, I just went on and on about carp, but brown trout. I've got something in my soul.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Love it.
since I was a little kid, I just think they're so cool.
Yeah, totally with you.
They're so cool.
I love it. If you could fish anywhere in the world right now, assuming it's going to be like the best fishing trip ever, where would you go?
Conditions wise.
Yeah. Like it's the right time of year, all that stuff. You're going to catch fish.
Oh God, that's a really hard one.
Well, because you've probably been to most of these places.
God, there's
yeah, exactly.
There's so many spots. I would probably. Oh man, I really like going after those big taimen in the fall in Mongolia.
That'd be sick.
I don't really. It's so far away and it's such a long trip. I don't know if I could like teleport there. I'd do it, but but in terms of like memories and stuff, like I remember.
Yeah.
That's one of those places where like when all the leaves are changing colors here and they start looking like over there, like the larches and stuff. I'm like, it kind of reminds me of over there. And I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
You know.
You think you'll get back there one day?
I don't know. I'd love to. It's just, have you guys been over there?
No, I have no idea like how difficult it is to get there or any of that.
Gosh, I mean, we went over there, and I'll keep it short, but like I was really lucky when I was younger. I got to spend a month over there with a bunch of guides, and they took me all over the place. But like, yeah, we drove from the capital out to some rivers, and it's like driving through Montana without roads and fences or anything. You're just like driving through the country.
Fields.
And we were averaging like 2 or 3 miles an hour in terms of like getting up and stuff. And it's just long. It's just a long trip to get there.
Yeah, real adventure.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, I guess you get in a helicopter if you've got helicopter cash, but
right, true. That'd be
we didn't.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Well, keep that in mind when Mitch wins the lottery.
Yeah, well, also I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen with you too, brother. Or when they invent teleportation, and we'll just do it. I think that sounds cool. Okay, number 3 is, what is one of your best or favorite fishing memories of all time? One of your fave memes.
I know that's an insane question to ask, but it's usually the first thing that pops to your mind.
I really liked. So speaking of that movie Carpland, we shot a scene in Illinois where we went water skiing. With the Asian carp and we put on like football helmets.
Yeah, they put the helmets on. I remember that scene. Yeah.
Honestly, I think like it was one of those days where at the end of the day, like my whole face hurt so bad from laughing, just because it was just 8 hours of shenanigans and just chaos. And I know that's a very loose definition of fishing, but. It was
that scene was hilarious.
That was funny.
It looked like so much fun.
It was so fun. It was just so
crazy
fun with the boys,
Yeah.
I
love it. Okay, number 4 is, why do you fly fish? What keeps you going back out to fly fish?
Oh man, nowadays I love getting away from the technology, just getting away from the phone and the computer.
Yeah, I mean, God.
Just
I'm with you.
Oh my God, like just leave the phone at the house and go fishing is like the biggest vacation in the world,
Yeah. I feel you. Especially these days, man. Everything tech's wild, and we need less of it for sure.
Yeah, I feel you.
Jesus. Okay, number 5, and the final Mitch Fish 5 is, if you were a fly, what would you be? What fly pattern best represents you and why?
No, not your favorite fly. Well, maybe it's your favorite fly.
Do you guys remember what I said last time?
I do. Yes. I was wondering if you did.
Yeah. Probably. I'm probably still a glow bug because I just got out of the holidays.
And
I've been like, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna get my shit together.
Yeah.
So, still just a glow bug.
That's great. And I love that you kept it, and we never heard that answer before. So
I never heard it after. So
yeah, it's amazing.
One day we'll make a coffee table book.
Oh yeah,
that's what we should have done for 10 years.
You guys have so much content. You're in a great position.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's the problem. We got to sit down and do it, and it's like, man, I don't know. This just gets too much like freaked out now to go and sit down and put a book together. But we
You
will for
got
sure.
this. You got
Yeah.
It's just a coffee table book of people's favorite.
They're fishy's fives, Yeah.
What
Just do
fishy fly they be?
I love it.
Just do it while you're ice fishing. Just pull out, have like a little, like a little computer desk while you're.
Totally.
There you go.
Well, that's perfect because I don't catch any fish anyways, so the book will be done pretty quickly. All right, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. And maybe this is the time to just kind of plug.
Shameless plug time.
Yeah, where can
Your
people find the
socials.
film?
Where can people
Your
go?
stuff.
What tours? What movie on in 2026? What's happening?
All that stuff.
Yeah, thanks so much. So the movie Let's Make a Fishing Movie with David Chang is with the International Fly Fishing Film Tour, and you can go online and see the whole schedule. We also have all the schedules on our Instagram, which is Beattie_outdoor_productions. All of the news, all the new films, everything like that is on our Instagram. We have a movie called Return of the Guide that is at the Fly Fishing Film Tour as well this year. So both of those in a theater near you. And then you can catch a bunch of stuff on YouTube. We've got a bunch of movies that are just coming off a tour from last year. Just hit YouTube. Silent Spotter and The Hard Way. So those are out now.
Silent Spotter was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you.
I thought it was so fucking cool.
That was fun too.
Cool story.
That was fun. Yeah, Jesse narrated that one and pulled out his inner Ryan Reynolds, and I feel like he just crushed it. So I like that flick.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so YouTube, you can check us out Off the Grid Studios or Instagram, and all the stuff's there. And a theater near you for the other stuff.
Rock and roll.
Thank you. Well, we'll put all that stuff in the show notes. And
I was just going to say real quick, if you are listening from, most of our listeners are actually from the U.S., but if you are the Ontario listener, in Southern Ontario, the IF4 is coming to Toronto March 1st, and the F3T is coming to Toronto on the third week of March at the Toronto Sportsman Show. So,
smashing.
Obviously there are many more Canadian dates than just those two, but if you're in the GTA like I am, see you there, bud.
There you go. All right, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It's awesome to get to chat and just learn more about your life and all the filmmaking.
Likewise, I appreciate you guys taking the time. I really do.
Awesome, man. All right, have a good one.
Okay, thanks so much.
And that's the show with RA Beattie. What a fine fellow, isn't he?
What a great way
to kick off the year. I'm with you, man.
I was surprised that he remembered his one, that he ever spoke to us in the first place. Two, that his glow bug answer.
Yeah. I know. Well, because we had him on years ago, like we said, for the F3T interviews, and he mentioned it. I thought back then he said a bumblebee, but it was a glow bug. That's what it was. And it's funny because that's a great answer. I don't think anyone's ever said that before. Has anyone ever said that before?
Or since.
So RA holds the glow bug pattern.
He's a glow
thanks for coming on the show, RA. It was fun to chat, man. And again, go check out his show. His new film. Let's Make a Fly Fishing Movie with David Chang, the chef. It's going to be out very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's touring already on the I-4.
Yeah, and if you're in Southern Ontario, March 1st, you can see it at the film festival. The Emergence, as we talked about at the top of the show. Here you go. What's going on with you, huh?
I got news.
Oh. What?
I'm going to Belize, baby.
When?
I'm going to go hang out with me and Josh. Are going to go hang out with Tim.
Josh.
On the fly.
The fine fellow Josh on the fly. Yeah. You're going to go hang out with him in Belize. That's sick with Tim. So when are you guys going to go?
We're going to go Jan 30th to Feb 6th.
Wow. Very fun.
Yeah, we're actually going to be shooting some content for Kayla Lockhart, because Kayla Lockhart works for Boat.
I see. So she's sending you a boat board, and you're going to shoot it in Belize.
That's right.
Where are you going to take the boat board? Are you going to take it onto the
lagoon, baby?
Okay. Let's see.
For sure, sick. The lagoon.
Is Tim already? When's Tim going? Is he already down there?
No, we're going to move him in. Tim, our good pal Tim Posner, has been on the show before. Of course, does a lot of fundraising with us with tattooing. Amazing tattoo artist.
Yeah.
He was with us in Belize last year and caught an amazing permit. Actually, he kind of grand slammed the week, not a day. I don't know.
I think that's what got him so fired up. So he's going back for like a month.
So he rented. He loved it so much that he rented a place for the month. And
Villa
so,
de Tim.
Yeah, exactly. The Permit Palace.
Yeah. And so he's just crashing there, and people are gonna come through. So you're rolling through with Josh with your boat boards and your short shorts, and you're gonna go.
Yeah, that's right.
Fish. Good idea. What can I say? It's gonna be a friggin' smashing time. Belize is so nice. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that. And that's my news.
Nice.
Because obviously we're not fishing around these parts. Well, I'm not.
Definitely not.
You are?
I just bought a new ice auger, as I mentioned in the RA interview, so I'm waiting for that to come through. Just Bass Pro's so damn slow with their shipping. Come on, guys. Like, you can order things on the internet and get them the next day, but Bass Pro's taking 10 days. Like, let's go. I got ice fishing holes to punch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going ice fishing. I'm going to actually go tomorrow.
Really?
I've been out a few times. Yeah.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm going up to the old cabin there in the woods. I'm going to work from there and ice fish.
Oh, that sounds.
I'm going to work all day and ice fish all night, baby.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. That's why I wish my auger was in, but whatever. I got to go get groceries after this. It's a whole thing.
They didn't have any at the Cabela's? Like one that you could just buy?
Well, it was a whole deal thing, and I was like, I want it. I thought they would have it in stock, but then I think what happened is they sold out of those and then gave me one on the internet. You know what I mean? Shipped it and blah, blah, blah. Anyways. Everyone will hear about it when it comes in. It's coming in soon, and I'm going to be very excited. I'm going to be very excited for that.
Well, let's hope the ice holds up.
Oh, and there's no problem there, brother.
Okay, well, I don't know, man.
This ain't no Southern Ontario.
It's raining down here. I don't know what's
it's snowing here. Now we got proper winter up here. None of that bullshit down there.
Yeah, it is kind of bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Although I know I just went to hit a river up today.
Okay.
Said it did not go well.
That's great.
Yeah. But he said that it was in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy though. The ice buildup on the Humber was crazy. I've never seen it like that before.
Really?
Well, remember I sent you those pictures?
Yeah, that looked crazy.
Yeah.
It was like shelves of ice that were just like climbing.
But that's
over
all
one
gone
another.
now. That's completely open again.
Okay, well, that's good.
Which is
You can
crazy.
fish it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go swing.
Well, if I don't know if I want to fish it. It looks like
So that's what I just was doing.
No, he went somewhere else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't go to the Humber. Yeah.
I see. Interesting. It's a classic move for him. Walk down there and catch nothing there. So he decided to go to a different river and catch nothing there.
Catch nothing.
So he drove this time.
Yeah, he drove to get skunked. Take that, Adis.
Sometimes you gotta, Sometimes you gotta. Hey, I know that game, brother. Well, that's fun. Okay, well, I mean, everybody stay tuned for more this year. Like we said at the top of the show, it's our 10-year anniversary. So I don't know. We don't know yet what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do stuff. And
it's our birthday year. It doesn't matter when we do it. It's it's our 10-year anniversary all year long.
We got stuff, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna hear it, and hopefully you're gonna like it. Thank you, RA Beattie, for coming on the show. Splendid interview. That's it for me, Mitch. Although.
Oh, bye.
We got to sign off with something. Are we still signing off with "We love you"?
That was if you want. That's the 10-year thing. We love you.
We love you. Thanks for listening. Take care. We love you.
I love you.